How to cook turkey meatballs, fresh pappardelle and marinara sauce. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is James Howe, this is Chef at Home. Today I'm going to be continuing my series on lean meals, using a family classic and giving it a high protein twist. And by making these things from scratch, we can remove some of the nasty sugars, fats and preservatives that will go into the shop bought versions, giving you something that's not only tastier, but a lot more nutritious too. And just quickly, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. But anyway, let's crack on. We're going to start our prep by making the pasta dough. Now in here I've got 100 grams of double O pasta flour. You can find that in pretty much every supermarket these days. And in the centre of this bowl I'm just going to make a well. I'm going to add 1 egg. If you're going to make bigger batches, just remember for every 100 grams of flour it's 1 egg. And to give it a bit more of a golden colour, 1 egg yolk, about half a teaspoon's worth of olive or rapeseed oil, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Now you can use a fork for the next bit if you like, but the purest version of making pasta is just use your hands. So into the centre and just work your way outwards so you're incorporating as much flour as possible. And then no time at all, the egg's going to look like it's disappeared into the flour, and you can just start bringing it all together by pressing it into your fingers into a ball. When it comes together it looks something a little bit like this. From there you've just got to knead the pasta, so just push down and away, and then bring it back, fold it over and repeat. Probably 2 to 3 minutes of kneading. You'll have a pasta ball that's nice and smooth. If you press in with a finger, the gluten in the pasta is activated enough for it to spring back. That's how you know you've kneaded it enough. Now wrap the pasta in cling film, rest it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. I will come back to the pasta a little bit later on, but now we need to start making our turkey meatballs. I've got a saute pan on here, medium heat with a splash of oil, and I've just peeled some onion and garlic. So I just need to dice the onion. When you get to the ends, just keep that back for the sauce a little bit later on. Once that's chopped, onion into the pan. Now we're just looking to sweat these, we're not looking to colour them, so give them a stir every now and again. So just keep them on that medium to low heat. While we wait, just need to puree some garlic, so start off by slicing them down first. And a pinch of salt, and use a rocking motion with the side of your knife just to crush it. And you'll notice the salt almost acts like a grit. Do that 2-3 times and then you'll have something like this, the garlic puree, so in the pan. Then I'm going to use the combination of fresh and dry herbs. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of dried oregano, and I'm going to shred some basil. And you go. And just let that cook out until everything's nice and soft. While you're waiting, arm yourself with a bowl and pour into it your turkey meat. So I've gone for the turkey thigh mince, which is around 7% fat, which is really nice and lean. Crack in an egg, fold in some breadcrumbs, and now we can add in our onion garlic mix. Then arm yourself with some rubbers and get your hands in there and get mixing. Now if you feel like the mix is a little bit too wet, add some more breadcrumbs. Too dry, crack in another egg. Now it's mixed well, I can start shaping the balls. So just bring a clump together in your hands and just start moulding into a ball. So you end up with something that looks a little bit like that. And then just drop your balls onto the tray. So I'm aiming for something that's a little bit bigger than a golf ball, but you can do whatever size you like. Once you've got them all out, pop them into the fridge, leave them to rest until we're ready to cook. Now the prep for the sauce is really easy. All we're going to do is use the ends of onion that we had left over from earlier, pop those into a pan, a couple more balls of peeled garlic, and just roughly chopped up another onion, just to get as much flavour as possible. Once again, a little bit of dried oregano, a carton of passata, thinner chopped tomatoes, and then to keep the north-south divide alive, I'm going to use some Henderson relish. You can use Worcester sauce if you like, I won't hold it against you. Then just pop that to the back of your stove to simmer away. Very last little bit in this prep section, I've got some fresh parsley, fresh basil. I'm going to shred them up and pop them into a bowl, and we'll use that a little bit later on. Moving on to the cook section, going to drizzle the meatballs with a little oil, a bit of covering salt and pepper, give the tray a little shimmy, and well coated. Then into the oven, about 200 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. Now we're going to start to roll out our pasta. If you have a pasta machine, then by all means crack on, but I'm going to show you how to do it without. So dusting of flour over the side and your rolling pin. and your hands. And unwrap the pasta and just cover the pasta with a little bit of flour off the side, and then just start to roll. And after every roll, a quarter turn, and just keep going. If you get to a point where it's a little bit too big to work with, it's not a trouble. Just slice it in half, and you can just roll out half at a time. And you know it's thin enough when you can pick it up and you can see your fingers through the pasta. So from here, straighten up the edges and just trim away these little bits of excess. But we're not going to waste them because we can roll these out again and probably get another portion or half portion out of it. Now I've put some salted water on to boil at the back here. That'll be ready and at boiling point by the time we've cut our pasta. Very light dusting of flour, and bring one side into the middle and then the other, so we've got a book, and then repeat that again, and then close the book over just like that. Turn it around so it's facing you, and then just slice off probably centimetre slices through it, and then one by one unravel your pasta. And there you have lovely handmade pappardelle. So I'm just going to pop this onto a plate for the time being, give a little bit more flour over it just to try and stop it sticking together, and now we can roll out the rest. So if we look at our sauce for the moment, now it's been simmering away all that time, and the onions and garlic, they're all cooked and softened down, everything's doing its job. So all we need to do now is blend it. Now that's been blended, take the herbs we chopped earlier and put about 2/3, 3/4 into the sauce. Give that a good stir around and just leave that to simmer. This water's boiling, so pasta in. Unlike the supermarket stuff, this is going to take about 2 minutes. In the meantime, pull out your turkey balls. We're just going to let them rest while the pasta cooks. Now the pasta is 2 minutes and it's nice and soft. Before I drain the water, just put a little bit into the marinara sauce. That's going to help thin it out initially, but the starch from the pasta is also going to thicken the sauce and give it a little bit more body. I'm just going to drain the pasta. Twist on some of that lovely pasta in the centre of the plate. On with your meatballs, 3 to 5 is plenty, generous amounts. That marinara sauce. A little bit of fresh herb to finish. A little bit of Parmesan. So this is my turkey meatballs, handmade pappardelle and marinara sauce. Hope to see you next week for the next episode of Ship with Sugar On. And of course on Friday we're going to be completing this mini series on lean meals. Now I've got a hungry wife to feed, so I'm going to take this through. I'll catch you later.